Welcome back, my YouTube family. Hope you guys are doing well. I got another exciting workout for you guys today that we're going to kind of delve into, and this time it's going to be outside at my home gym. Yes, when I moved places, got a little extra space, and I had access to a driveway. And I think I could park a car here, or I could work out here. And which one's more important, car space or a gym? Obviously, it's going to be the gym. Just real quick, I'm going to talk about the equipment I have at my home gym. First things first, you're going to see here is a yoke apparatus, which actually can be, you can unscrew it and turn it into like two farmer's handles. This guy's a pretty heavy, it's a big heavy steel apparatus. It weighs together, it put together weighs about 280 pounds, all right? So that guy I'm doing yoke walks on. I can also, I can use it just to, you'll see later in the video, I'm leaning against it for the strict curls. It's a nice heavy piece of equipment. Next things I'm gonna show you my my weights here. As you can tell, it's kind of in the corner of the driveway here. I put tarps over the weights so they don't rust. But I got an easy curl bar. I got, you can see 4 45-pound plates on each of those pegs on the bottom. I have 2 extra pegs over there with 45 pounds. Those are a little more rusted, so I just kind of keep them outside. I put some like anti-rust paint on them. And yeah, I have tons of weight here. I actually have more weight at another place that I need to get down. It's in New Jersey, but I'll probably do that at another time. The next thing we're going to is an adjustable bench. Rep Fitness, it's an adjustable bench. I've benched 500 pounds on this outside. One day I was like, I need to test this equipment. So I just loaded up 500, 5 plates, and bench held up well. The rack held up amazing. Very, very happy. It's a concrete pavement. It's nice and level. It's perfect for my outdoor gym. And then we got the rack itself. This is kind of like, it reminds me of Mark Ripeto's gym, like the racks they have. It's nice solid steel, and I covered it in some paint so it doesn't rust outside. Adjustable, it has adjustable. Obviously the pins and everything like that is adjustable, but then we got these safety, the J-hook pins. You got 4 selections there. Not my favorite, I'll be honest, how the J-hook pins are set up, but I got all this equipment for like under 500 bucks. Can't complain. And again, the most important thing is that it's safe to use, and it holds up wonderful under the weather, and obviously I have the tarps there to cover the bench and the weights. And then we got the pull-up bar. It's probably about 1 inch thick, so it's a little smaller than I like, but I just do pull-ups on it. It's like I don't do my main chin-up work on this bar. I'll do my main bench working, and I'll do some accessory squat work that we'll get into today. All right, as far as the training goes, let's get into my outdoor training. My outdoor training, it's important, couple things. Obviously, I'm not gonna be doing any max squats, RP 10 squats where I need a bunch of spotters around or anything crazy like that. But you can get a lot of work done. You can get a lot of your main work done if you're paying attention and you perform the movements correctly. You don't always need a ton of spotters or people around if you are safe. I always use safety pins when I'm benching, and I always have safety pins up when I'm squatting. If I ever needed to dump the bar, I could dump the bar on those safety pins. I would be fine, completely fine, and we're good to go. So always, safety is number one. That's the thing with training. When you're training, safety has to be as high as possible. Of course, we're pushing these weights. Of course, we're trying to push ourselves to get better. But you need to do so in a safe environment to make sure that if anything happened ever, that you'd be okay and you can wake up and train another day, right? All right, so let's get into it. First things first is squats. 3 sets of 5 with 545. Now, this week I threw on my knee sleeves and I switched to a more of a low bar position. The reason for that is because earlier in the week when I do my safety bar squat, that is very much, the weight is in front of me, I'm more upright, I'm already hitting a squat position like that. I might as well hit more of my low bar comp standard squat later in the week. So I did 3 sets of 5 with 535, and frankly, it felt like butter, smooth, easy. The important thing when I'm getting into the rack here and setting up is obviously creating tension in my upper back and of course bracing. Taking a big deep belly breath into my stomach, filling it up with air. Then I'm bracing down on that, not crunching, but I'm creating tension to keep my spine or my torso in a straight, mostly neutral position, and I hit the squats to depth. As you can see here, the weight's moving very easy. We got that for 2 sets. And then we're gonna move on to yoke. So the yoke, again, like I said, the yoke apparatus is about 280 pounds, piece of equipment here. Then I threw on some 45s, 10s, 5s, and I made this 665 pounds. Now my drive weight here is about 25 feet. Program for today is 2 sets of 50 feet. I tried doing it in the street, like towards the side, but I noticed there was too much of a slope, and I don't want to be training on a slope. I want to make sure I'm training on a nice level pavement. So I decided just to cut, instead of straight shot 50 feet, cut in half, did 25 feet with taking time in consideration the fact that I had to pick it up again. The pick of the movement is the hardest part of the movement. The walking, it's difficult, but actually getting the weight up and start those initial steps tend to be the hardest. A couple things on the yoke. People will be like, what does the yoke train? Why are we training a yoke? One, it trains your manhood. When you're walking with heavy weight on your back like that, it's this is a gonad exercising exercise. How big are your gonads? But 2, it is very strongman equipment specific. If you're competing in strongman, you're going to want to be training the yoke. If you're not competing in strongman, it's definitely not an absolute necessary to be training the yoke. If you have a hard time with bracing and stabilizing in your squat or your deadlift, especially the squat, implementing something like a yoke can help, because it's really focusing on your ability to stabilize, hold that brace while you're moving. So it's almost like training your walkout in a weird way. But again, if you're not strongman training, is it absolutely necessary to train the yoke? No. But I will say you probably do want to train some type of gait exercise. Something like a farmer's walk or a suitcase walk, even something like a suitcase deadlift, which is not really a gait exercise, but you're training one side unilaterally in a hinging position. That can have some benefits as far as trunk control and core stabilization. After we hit those 2 sets of 50 feet, we moved on to the strict curls. Now I got a strict curl competition coming up in July 27th down in Virginia. It's just like a powerlifting comp. You got, I think, 3 attempts to get as heavy of a strict curl as you can. The most I've done has been 205 strict. You guys can check that out on my Instagram @tankstrength. What we got here is we're going to do 5 sets, 5 sets of 3, working up to an RP of 10. So was a 6, 7, 8, 9, and then an RP 10. This one is 165. This was my RP of 8 for 3 reps. Now I'm going to give myself a little bit of credit here that the apparatus, leaning on that yoke, it's okay. It's not as good as being up against the wall. I had the way the yoke is built, it kind of like pushes into my upper back, which was not the most comfortable or optimal thing, but still got it done. 165 here for 3 reps. Now the bar in the competition, I'm pretty sure, is very similar to the bar I'm using. I was using this Rogue bar before, which I did the 205 on, which did not have as exaggerated of a angle to it, and it was out wide. Now in competition, the people I talk to is that the inner grip does have a more exaggerated angle, and you can have that angle in closer, and it's a little bit more comfortable there. After that 165, I did 175 and then 185 for 3 here. Now I did attempt this one set prior, and I only got it for 2, but I locked in, focused, boosted up my intensity, and got it for 3. To be honest with you, I think if I had a little bit of a better setup as far as setting up my back, I might have been able to got 190 to 195, but I'm going to take it. It was a very nice grind. This is a perfect weight selection. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, please. And of course, if you're interested in taking your strength performance to the next level, visit me, tankstrengthcoaching.com. Let's get it.